think I'm supposed to do this now.
Everyone seems to be adjusting to his new role. Fashion designer Stella McCartney, who shares his passion for the environment, just one of hundreds invited to the palace.
Yeah, beautiful day to save the planet.
The king seemed less keen to be overheard, a sign of how controversial it's been that he's not going to COP27, despite years of warning about the need to act. Instead, he left his prime minister to speak.
If we do not act today, we will risk leaving an ever more desperate inheritance for our children tomorrow.
The reception was the King's chance to bring together business leaders and political figures after reports that Liz Truss had told him not to go to Egypt, reports denied by the palace. Jonathan Porritt has advised the King on environmental issues and says it is a big miss.
It's a shame not to have had King Charles there to represent this whole approach to what we stand for. It's good that Rishi Sunak, as our Prime Minister, at long last, got his head screwed on tight enough to understand the significance of being there in Sharm el-Sheikh. But let's be honest, he doesn't really understand the issues. He certainly doesn't understand the climate diplomacy associated with it.
Even with the suggestions now that Rishi Sunak may have potentially advised the King to go, this has not been helpful for either Number 10 or the palace. Because at a time where we've seen a change of prime ministers and the start of a new reign, they know they need to be seen to be working together, especially on such a key global issue. Last year at COP26, the UK government put him centre stage.
We have to put ourselves on what might be called a warlike footing.
But his friend and biographer Jonathan Dimbleby told me he's always been aware that he'd have to change tack.
What he had then was the freedom, because he had no constitutional position to articulate his very strong and highly informed views. Now, as monarch, he can't do that.
The palace insists he isn't frustrated about not attending COP, but after 50 years of environmental campaigning, you would think that remaining publicly mute may be a challenge. Rhiannon Mills, Sky News, at Buckingham Palace.